savagery.
Hello and welcome once again to Wandering Monster, the monster manual of podcast in America's test table. I am John Baltusberger.
I am Charles R. Bernard.
Ian S. Voss.
Mr. Bashke.
So we have a lot of fun. Man,
Front?
one day, I'm going to do an intro, and it's going to be so good.
You nailed the
And-
first part, man. I'd be tongue-tied.
And everyone's going to be so just like aroused by my amazingness.
I feel like I'd be disappointed. I'm so used to this.
We are here tonight to talk to you about the future of America. We're America's test table, and it behooves us. It falls upon us to really bear down and discuss the hard issues like conservation, things like that. So I say all this to say I saw my uncle this weekend. My uncle back in the day was a fellow at the Pew Center who was in charge of a project to clean up the Manhattan Project. He's an environmentalist microbiologist. He had a break where he got out of science and he was working at he owned a series of self-storage units. And he recently has gone back into, he is working at a government agency to influence climate legislation to protect the environment, to help us swerve this car slightly off the path of Armageddon. And I told him, I was like, I'm so happy you're back into this. It's really, it's amazing. It's important. And, the whole thing with the Manhattan Project, the storage stuff. And he said, yeah, well, only one of those ventures worked out for me. So I say that to say what that means is that we are barreling down the path towards a nuclear winter that will leave us all irrevocably mutated into fun new shapes.
I think Bashke is one of those shapes right
Some
now.
of us are already there.
with new options for making tender love.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So
Frankly.
that's the end. Like, do with that what you will. That's the intro, guys.
I'll give you a
I
little
did not
extra
plan.
intro. As a human species, we like to think about the end of all things, but we also like to think about what comes afterwards. So tonight's game is going to address what comes after a very specific kind of apocalypse, which is to say one that took place somewhere in the late 80s, early 90s, back when things were rad. And after a period of darkness, mutation, sorcery, etc., we enter what is known as the Gnarly Age. That's right, kiddies. Tonight we're playing Neon Lords of the Toxic Wasteland? Yeah. Neon Lords of the Toxic Wasteland.
I feel this is like an
right.
early 90s post-apocalypse.
Had to be.
A little bit.
It's very much an homage to the 90s. It has a lot of... It's everything. It is definitely a love song to all of the things that made the 90s great. All of the commercialism, the video games, the over-the-top fruit-flavored neon candies and beverages to even like the slime commercials that you would see after watching He-Man.
Yep.
There's tons of references, and it's amazing. So if you love 80s, 90s culture, pop culture references, and wonder what would the world be like if a lich came down from the stars and terrorized the world as there was lots of mutations and cosmic horrors, and the world history is quite interesting. Yeah, even like at one point through the rises from the ocean, the cultists take over parts of the world. It is nothing short of amazing. So get yourself a copy.
Yeah. And the link to do that is available in our various social links, and we'll make sure it gets dropped in the show chat, show notes, all that good stuff.
I'm going to sling us over to the gameplay screen.
Sling me on
Sounds
it.
like a blast.
We've been sling bladed.
Oh,
That's
it's
right.
So much more comfy.
All right. So, I will give a little bit of background about what this adventure is, but why don't we introduce our colorful ragtag cast of outcast mutants and whatever Charles is. Mr. Paschke, I mean. I just like how you are
I
this
see.
melted unicorn PBR walking advertisement with a wig. It is glorious.
You see, Charles Bernard made a comment about almost having a part of his character. And then I was like, oh, I have this. I have this. And then me and my stepdaughter went on a wild hair goose chase around the house. And I have 78% of my character's outfit.
So this is a partial LARP tonight, fellas.
I'm
I'm out.
missing the fanny pack, and I'm very upset.
X card. I'm out. I'm out.
No, you just made yourself invisible. If we're LARPing, you just want full, like...
That's right.
If I have to LARP as my character, that means I have to take off my shirt, and nobody wants that.
I mean, I'd buy that for $1.
Nah, me
Which
too.
is also a
Me
reference when you look up the equipment guide.
Yeah.
The
There's
real
like
question-
there's a whole subsection on RoboCop related stuff that I got kind of lost in. Yeah.
The real question is, before we start, Mr. Paschke, where's the chisel?
Oh, yeah, the chisel. I don't
Believe
know
it
why
or
my
not,
character has a
ladies and
chisel.
germs, Mr. Paschke went through to try to find every item that was in his character's inventory, including that chisel. So, all right. But with that much of a prelude into what you will be seeing tonight, who wants to introduce their character first?
Oh, I'll go first.
Yep.
Oh, go ahead, Paschke.
I mean, yeah. So while we're talking about my get up here, obviously I am a unicorn. My character has 2 horns, so I couldn't think of a good way to put this on, or that with the head, and so I am How do we with the
Bjorn.
Bjorn, the rainbow bruisicorn? I'm a bro. I'm a unicorn. I mean,
Bjorn the Rainbow Berserker, a Bruticorn.
A Bruticorn. Oh, brutal.
Bruticorns, for the people who haven't digested the entire book, are 2-horned unicorns, androids that have lost limbs in a great war between 2 different factions, and their fact that they have metal appendages is an affront to their culture, so they are warrior outcasts. So, yes. All right. Who next?
I'll do it next. I am Okerdun the Desecrator. I am just your regular ugly ass, maybe slightly slime covered, chaos mage. A war wizard is my technical class, and yeah, that's me. You'll find out more as we go.
Did you know that in the seminal work Street Sharks, there was a character named Moby Lick, who was a killer whale human hybrid with a big tongue? Now, look, that's not I'm not Moby Lick. However, there was a character named Jab. His name was Quint Bolton, who I am now saying is the originator of Quint Barton. And so he was turned into, let me just bring up this picture for everyone. He was turned into this, which is apparently the 90s animated show version of a hammerhead shark, despite the fact that is not what a hammerhead shark looks like, even a little bit. It's hideous. I was horrified upon finding this. All that aside, I'm a big scary sharkman.
Yeah.
I am Thrash Sharkman. I am a mutated teenager turned into a shark warrior. I love skateboarding, the mall, playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the arcade cabinet and feasting on the
Yeah.
blood and flesh of any and all who stand in the way of true justice.
And this is a exclusive character that is in the currently developing Saturday Morning Meltdown, which is a supplement that has not been released yet. So this was I believe just shown last night on the Neon Lords of the Toxic Wasteland Discord, and so we get to play around with this one.
I
And
get
there's
to
a
be a
fun.
new Street Shark.
I will say for fun
Jealous.
reference, if you were a Street Shark person, they also had a line of gummies, and so I made sure to
Oh,
put
yeah, they
that in
did.
your inventory because I ate the crap out of it as a kid, and that is why
I want
I have so much girth.
I want to point out that I brought a snack tonight that I didn't prepare for the show, but I bought Sour Patch Kids so I could bite little people's heads off in character on the show.
That is
Love it.
fantastic.
I do
All
love it.
right. With that much of a introduction, why don't we get into the thick of things? So, the three of you are raiders living out in the wastelands. Various ships crash from orbital conflicts, peppering the deserts outside of Shrapnel City with all kinds of derelicts containing various goods. One of the most important goods that you can reclaim from the space freighters is a special little substance that makes the world go round, or Nose Nyborg. It's an illegal drug that is highly controlled, but space truckers use it to manage the hyperspace traffic lanes, staying awake for the ungodly amount of hours it takes to transport goods from planet A to Hellhole B or wherever it is to go. So you've heard that there's been recently a giant crash that was supposedly just maybe transporting a metric crap ton, which is an official measurement of this sweet, sweet nose candy. So
Mhm.
the three of you put your noggins together, one more hammer-headed than the other, and figure this might be the big score that you can use to finally move on up and maybe actually get yourself a proper apartment in Shrapnel City, which is the outpost city in front of Neo Detroit. So the three of you gather your equipment and trudge through the wastelands in order to find this derelict and plunder it before the other clans of raiders and mutants get to it. So, do you have any preparations of any other equipment or other things you might need on your journey? The longer you take, probably more people are going to plunder the ship before you get there.
I think I've got everything I need.
Yeah, I got everything I need or want.
I'm good.
I guess.
Good, bros. I just want to say this real quick. I should get like 75% of it because my nose is clearly bigger than yours. And
I have a pretty big snoz.
Nessa. Okay, says the shark. You have gills.
And a nose. I am quite boopable.
If we
All
were
right,
judging this
rock.
on Gills, I should have named your character Kevin Costner.
I would have been okay with that. I
You know
I
what?
s-
Fuck
know
it. That's what I'm watching tonight.
I-
After the show is over, I'm gonna go
I
watch
stand
Waterworld.
See you in
Kevin
5
Costner.
hours. The
All right.
Postman. So, as you are traveling up through the desert, you avoid lots of roaming packs of hideous mutants, various lagoons of glowing goo of some various kinds, and pockets of rad scorpions, where you begin to see on the outline beyond the haze of the dunes this giant freighter. In fact, even though it's partly obscured by sand and detritus and just the general furrow it made when it plunged into the earth, you can see the hyper-reflective neon paint along the entire side of the hull that screams the Hulkster. And it's very hard to see
shit.
under the crest of one dune, but you see like a bicep like painted on the side in like hyper Caucasian flesh. The fact that it is floundering in the sand, all the normal points of entry are completely obscured, and the only way you think you can see it is probably through the cockpit that looks like it's been smashed and torn open. unless you want to do any other scouting. That seems to be the most obvious way in.
I am going to hum the Billboard Billboard chart topping song of 1996, the theme from Mission Impossible. Apparently, billboards. What? As I I wore my cheap plastic sunglasses. Wait, I wore my cheap plastic sunglasses, and like it's just sit on my nose, not helping me. Like
Fun fact for people who don't actually have this yet: there is a whole chart about nothing but sunglasses with various effects.
However, my eyes are like out to here, so they probably don't do me much good.
90s carnival novelty sunglasses,
Even
but they
then,
fit you
yeah.
perfectly.
I'd have to. break them apart.
My character's got 3D glasses, and I like that the thing specified no effect, just to look cool. I was like, I should fucking start wearing those just around town. I'm gonna bring those motherfuckers back as like
everyone's gonna assume you're a Whovian.
Also, you're able. So they're also one of the things when you roll your character is you get a hairstyle. So our terrible wizard here actually has a He-Man like bob.
Prince of Eternia, and it looks exquisite. The rest of me is like gray, warty, like kind of drippy looking, but that hair is just like it almost gleams. That's how I like to imagine it.
If you die, I'm taking your scalp so I can wear your hair as a wig.
Okay.
That's something I tell all my friends.
I would have donated it if you had just asked. But all right.
Locks of love.
Scalping.
All right. Let's let our can big guy even get in there? Like, how big is John?
I'm not small is the thing. It doesn't say how tall I am, but I'm a big dude.
Everything is in theater of the mind. Everything is relative. So you think
much
you could
like the
fit into
1990s song by PJ Harvey, I am man-sized.
I'm going to the Prodigy song "Breathe Slowly." Try to squeeze in to the opening.
So this opening itself is at least 10 feet wide, jagged a little bit larger than that. And so are you taking your time to investigate the scene, or are you just plunging hammerhead in first?
How dumb am I? I'm not that dumb.
Check your stats.
I am. That's what I'm saying. I was looking at my stats. I'm not that dumb. I'm
rad.
I assume
Totally
a plus 0 is average.
Correct.
Yeah. I would as someone who has average intelligence himself, I would know to kind of look around and not just barge in.
All right. So as you look around the sand around your feet, you see obvious footfalls in the sand. Like there are various tracks. Hard to tell. You might see some wheel ruts maybe leading up to the hole. The cockpit itself is just smashed open from impact. And you can see it's dark inside, and there looks to be damage inside the cockpit that once you stick your head in, you'll probably get a better view of. But there's definitely lots of tracks of feet already going back and forth.
I'd like to solve the puzzle, Alex. I or whoever hosts that, probably not Alex. I think that we're dealing with the incredible Hulk Hogan.
Released from stasis.
Yeah, the Caucasian arm, the footprints, like on the liner. And I don't think this was a shipping thing. I think he was like getting his own personal supply, maybe direct from the planet Colombia.
So since you are a wizard, there are a couple of ways you can tap into various sources of information. If you want to take that a little further, you could consort with your demon lord that you have pledged your soul to in the various kind of network of infernal creatures. And you can also tap into the immortal wizard Zoltan that can act as an oracle that can also give you some information about the future.
Zoltan. I think that what I would very much like to do is pay obeisance to my demon mistress. I've been looking forward to this. So, among my goods are chalk and something else to write with. I forget what it is.
You have quill and ink.
Quill and ink. Don't need the ink. I'll just use the quill in the sand to draw, your basic like inverted pentagram. Put one of my candles at each of the 5 points and then one in the middle on top of my crystal skull, which, funny you should mention Zoltan, that guy with the fireballs, what the spell is named after. This is his crystal skull. I killed him and took his skull.
Nice.
Yeah,
You
so
found it in an old refrigerator with like a
Yep.
worn leather fedora and
but I tell people that in the fridge. I like that.
Yeah.
So I like the candles. I like the one on top of the skull. My mistress requires ritual obeisance, so naturally I shouldn't piss myself. And she appears before me, and I ask her, "Hang on, I got to get her name again real quick." Sorry, Human Charles does. Ochre Dunn would know this. La 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 la.
So roll me d6, would you?
Okay, and you can tell the good people her name. Got your D6 a dangling, buddy.
Me, if I speak her name, she might hear me, and I don't want that to happen to me.
That's a 3.
A 3. So the apparition of your, like the avatar of your demon lord, speaks to you beyond the ages and whispers a bit of lore, suggesting the Hulkster is owned by the Vermin Folk drug cartel.
Ooh.
The real question is, your god is also a fickle one, and it is like demons, they're one to lie. So whether or not you can put faith in this bit of truth is a little bit spurulous, but you lit all the candles.
We'll have to find out. Yep, that's true. Yeah. Fire safety, kids. Put out the candles immediately after a ritual. The last thing you want to do is drag. Well, yeah, you don't want to drag.
And I believe that we have Brian in the
cloak.
chat with us, the creator of all of this madness. So thank you for joining us.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, good to have you.
I hope I get to fight Smokey the Bear now. That's my goal.
So I share this information with my friends along with its possibly dubious nature. And then I guess we're gonna let old eyes in the wrong place over here wriggle his way in. John, you're our tank, right?
I'm pretty tanky. Yeah, I'm probably I'm also very attractive. I should mention that. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I'm hot.
It's because the space between your eyes is so symmetrical.
Yes, that's right.
It is.
It shows you have good genes. And that's actually
also I am wearing good jeans.
That is actually a benefit of being the sewer shark, is that you're so mutated you can't mutate any further.
And good genes back then would have been acid washed for sure.
Absolutely. And they might be ripped, or it might rip as you go into the cockpit because the windshield is shattered and you're able to climb up through the broken bits of glass and get inside the Hulkster. There is blood soaked everywhere, especially in the 2 seats. You see that you've got a pilot and a co-pilot seat, and one is just drenched in blood. The other one is just splattered with blood. And the inside of this place looks smashed. Consoles are smashed. The only thing that doesn't look smashed is a cabinet that's on the wall to your west. So I guess I should point that ways. And there is a corridor leading deeper into the ship. As you enter into this space, do me a favor, Hammerhead, and roll me a d10.
Give me a second. D10. Yeah, you're D10. That's a 3.
So as you get in, you kind of I don't know, your gills tickle a little bit. I don't know where what eardrums would be like on a shark, at least a hammerhead. But you detect that there is some scratching and knocking that you can hear coming from the inside of the walls. You're not exactly sure where it's coming from or where
I
it's
don't
going,
like that.
but there's definitely scratching and knocking coming from somewhere.
All right, I'm going to lean back to the window and let them know we ain't alone in here.
Can you ensure to detect electricity too, or is that just
I
a
can
real world
I can
thing?
detect movement within 50 feet of me.
And you, since you can detect blood and water, you can detect smells just fine. You've got a well-defined olfactory system. The thing that you really detect beyond the smell of blood that already just makes you quite engorged is the smell of like blowtorched saccharine fruit smells. Kind of like if you just took a blowtorch to Gushers or Fruit by the Foot.
What does that do to my engorgement?
It makes it a little bit harder because that's the smell of that drug that you've come here to raid. So there's got to be a source. It's still in the air.
All right. We certainly ain't alone. I say, hoping that my fellow raiders will join me.
Yeah, I'll hop on in there after what's his nuts, and yeah, sure.
Yeah, bro. Let's go. Yeah.
So it's a little bit cramped with all of you in here, with all the mangled consoles and just the destruction here. Of course, there's the obligatory sparking cables coming from the walls and sparking consoles. But anyone investigating in here further, or are you going down the corridor to get into the belly of the ship?
I'd say corridor. I'm not going to go first, but I would suggest it.
Yeah, I'll go. I got this.
All right. Yeah,
Bruh.
I'll follow. I don't know enough
And
about.
I'll bring up the rear.
electronics. I don't know enough about electronics to investigate the cockpit. Cockpit.
Genitals.
So as you are investigating the cockpit, you said you're investigating the consoles?
No, I said I don't
no.
know I don't know electronics well enough to investigate the consoles.
All right, my pardons. So you look at it, and this isn't your area of expertise. You just assume they've been destroyed upon impact. What about the rest of you?
I thought we were going to go check out the corridor.
Yep.
Sorry.
That's the plan.
I was distracted by reading all of the neat things in the chat. So yes, so you look down the corridor, and you can see that this extends for some ways in, and it's just dark and dirty. You can see there's lots of dusty tracks kind of leading, mixed with like blood further down the corridor, and you don't hear any of that scratching and noise that your compatriot mentioned. So the corridor extends in about 30 feet, and you see that there are initial set of doors on the left and right, and the corridor extends further into a large T. You can't see what's on either side of the T, but there is a large set of double doors at the end.
Are the are the double doors from this distance visibly like locked or sealed in any way?
They're swoosh doors, which are, the kind of like Star Trek doors, so they're
Gotcha.
harder to force open. So you really don't get too much other than that.
I mean, I could kick them open.
Yes, so
Bro, yeah, I can kick these open. Like
the Bruticorn basically can almost kick down almost any door at a cost.
Like,
sweet.
One time I kicked open a door that opened out, and I was on the outside. Seriously. It goes both ways as far as I'm concerned. I mean, got two horns, I kick doors.
These are things we know.
So as you are advancing into the corridor, discussing the virtue of kicking doors, you can hear somewhere in the distant vague screaming sounds. Again, with the metallic nature of the hull, it's hard to tell where it's coming from. You don't think it's coming from your left or right, but somewhere deeper in the bowels of the ship. And they stopped.
Well, that's unfortunate because that probably
No. Now they stopped again.
Okay. All right. I don't know if they were done for good this time, but if so, that's just another soul I don't get to feed to my mistress. So, it's a real bummer. I wanted that soul. I deserved that soul. Well, she did, but whatever.
All right, so door
What do you guys
immediately. Is that good?
John Paschke, what do you guys think?
I try not to.
Okay.
I mean, we press onwards till we find what we're looking for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
Absolutely. So, door on your right, door on your left, double doors in front of you, or you can look around the side of the T of this corridor and see what's in the far left and right ahead of you.
There's a far left.
Can our sharky friend smell which direction the delicious drugs are in?
That's not something that they're really they're more of detecting motion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you detect
he
any
was
motion?
he was talking about my sense of smell for flavor, not mechanics.
Correct.
But
But it's 50 feet almost in any direction, basically. So
Yeah.
that is significant.
Yeah, I mean, it knows we're not going to get snuck up on for
Like
one
I can
thing,
tell
so-
you're moving.
What
That's
about
good.
now? Can you tell?
Sorry, what was that? I couldn't. I was too busy paying attention to your movement.
Oh, okay. So, bro, could you I thought I heard something, and maybe I noticed that you're a shark. Not judging on that. I mean, that's totally cool. You're allowed to be a shark. I mean, that's how you mutated. But do you want to help us out, find a path? I said go left.
Why are you
but,
Why are you talking to me like we just met? We've been friends for years. I was at your
I
sister's
call everyone
wedding.
bro. Look, she got divorced last May.
Why walked
Obviously,
your
you remember going to the wedding.
I escorted your aunt down the aisle.
My aunt
He
died.
said his
Why are you
specialty.
bringing all this up?
Thrash, there is
I'll-
a tiny bit of movement behind the door on your right. Like it's something small, or at least not making a lot of motion.
I think, man, every ounce of my soul wants to charge over there, kick open the door, and yell "Jawsome."
Yeah,
But I'm not that dumb. Instead,
I wish you were. That would be cool.
It would be cool. Instead, I'm going to kind of sidle over there. This is me shimmying, by the way.
If I was bleeding in the water and I saw a hammerhead shark, I would just swim harder.
The point is, you wouldn't see the hammerhead shark doing that.
It's by the time you see the hammerhead shark shimmy, it gets way too late.
The whole shark shimmies. Sorry.
So I'm gonna go over to that door and
On the right?
yeah, they see him smile, showing all 90 of his terrifying teeth, and then he pulls out a switchblade, which is smaller than any one of his teeth. Like, I got this.
Dental plans
And I'm going to try to open the door.
Go for it.
All right. So you use your switchblade and you start to fumble around.
No, switchblade is like, I'm going to attack whatever on the other side of the door. I'm just,
Oh, I thought you were probably going. I was going to say,
No.
there's a button that you could just.
yeah, I hit the button.
Hey, you said average intelligence. I don't know.
I just walk around town opening doors with a knife.
I mean,
Hey,
to be honest,
let's not
everyone
judge
has
people based on
pushed
how
at a
they
pull
open
door at some
doors.
point
yeah.
With a knife.
with a knife.
It's in the mutant constitution. Let's not judge
Look,
people by
Ian,
how they open doors.
You're from Indiana. I used to live there. That sounds about right.
Yeah, see, average intelligence. All right. So when you hear the swoosh doors make that iconic sound, you're immediately hit with the stench of old gym socks, stale space beer, and months of loneliness, which we don't want to have described that crusty smell, but we all know what that is. There are crude Xenos pinup posters on the walls displaying various genitalia you're not familiar with. And there are bunk beds that line the east, north, and south walls. The place is disheveled, like it looks like it's been ransacked very loosely and quickly. And you're not detecting that motion at first that you were detecting in the hallway. Probably your entry maybe has made it stop moving, but you know it's still here.
All right.
I'll come tiptoeing up behind my comrade in case I need to throw down on something very tiny.
Come out wherever you are. Uncle Thrash has a prezi.
So
This might be an ally. I mean, you don't need to threaten it necessarly. Are there any
I
horses?
put my knife in his face. I said Uncle Thrash has a prezi.
all right, make me a presence check. So you're trying to roll equal or under.
My presents, where are you, presents? I don't see my presents. Prowess?
Oh, excuse me. I meant to your why can't I make the English language? I meant to say your attitude.
Oh,
which
nice.
is your kind of your charisma, and so you're trying to use your toothy one-liners.
You said equal to or better?
Equal to or under.
Oh, far under then.
So you speak with a soothing voice that's kind of disguising a little bit of a menaced threat. And whatever is in this room doesn't seem to respond to your language as much as your tone. And you can detect there's a little bit of movement from behind a panel in the wall on the south side of this room. Whatever it is, it's small.
There
maybe
you go.
Cat-shaped.
Everything is
Or at least it's kind of in
fine.
like, it's like in a large, maybe not cat-shaped. It's probably like a large, maybe like a large ball, like beach ball sized movement.
Come to Uncle Thrash. And I'm going to gently push my knife behind the console and kind of pop it up. So
When you do
God
that, like,
damn!
you see like these like claws like kind of snap out almost like raccoon-like, and it's trying to hold the panel back.
No, none of that. I'm here to help. And I'm going to not let him do that, I guess. Is that a burliness check?
Yes.
That is 3 under.
So
All right, before you guys proceed too much further, just know that I've got an idea I want to try before we spook anything too badly here. All right.
So you pop off this panel on the wall, and there is some type of weird, furry, cat-like rodent thing with kind of like a little proboscis, almost like a furry elf thing, but also elfin-like.
Is it a snarf?
It's a snarf.
What the fuck is this snarf? Oh, snarf! That's right.
You know.
So, me with my Atom of Eternia hair and damn near Skeletor looks, I happen to have Randy's meat sticks on my person, and I like slowly.
Lord Randy
so
be
as-
praised.
Yes, praise Lord Randy. So I like moving slowly. I unwrap the beef stick. You know, Snarf can kind of smell it. Hold it out very non-threateningly. Set it on the edge of the compartment.
So the Schnarf is very alarmed at seeing a giant fucking shark like a couple feet away from it that's ripped off its hidey hole. But the scent of Lord Randy's meat appeals to all, so that coaxes it over. And since your brain skill is off the charts, in fact, your skull barely contains your brain, Goblinoid is one of the many dialects and languages that you speak, which happens to
excellent.
be what Schnarfs can communicate in.
So I'm gonna say, Snarf, are you okay? my,
I like how
my
you
opening
adapted your
gambit.
accent just to make sure that you get the proper inflection to coax this thing.
Okay.
So the Schnarf is quite pleased and takes an immediate shine to you. So
You don't have
it
to do the voice. We can just extract.
oh no, it
information.
runs
good.
over to you and clings to your leg.
Aw.
I
And
was gonna eat that.
roll me d6. Would you?
Can do. Oh, please be better to me. We've got a 4.
All right. So nothing bad happens. You're familiar with Schnarfs, as you've probably digested multiple different volumes of the Encyclopedia Randad. Yeah,
Schnarficus. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you know that these creatures are just despicable. I mean, this very pathetic creatures, and they bring down all the bad luck of the universe on people in their proximity. So people universally despise Snarfs because just equipment malfunctions, bad things happen. You know that this creature does have some benefits if you keep it in your party, but at the same time, more bad things happen just naturally, and it's looking up at you with these beautiful doe eyes.
I smile
Anyway,
with
so
lots of teeth.
do you ask anything of the Schnarf?
Yeah. I'm gonna say, Schnarf. I tell you what, shark face over there will not get you. First off, and second off, what happened here? Do you know what happened on board this ship or in this room or just in general?
So many annoyingly Schnarf noises and Schnarfing later. Schnarf communicates through Schnarf Snelf that there was a
I'm in hell.
Now, I found your weakness. Eggplant and Schnarfs.
That's
so,
right.
Schnarf goes on to kind of give you these in 2-word little Schnarf bits. So it's annoyingly long and ponderous. Schnarf describes how mutant raiders and some type of gangs of some kind, several gangs. He has a very small brain. Already came through here after the giant crash, and before the crash, there was something terrible happening to the crew on the ship. Schnarf at first has some horrible guilt, wondering if it caused the great catastrophe and crash, but Schnarf can't be too sure about Schnarf stealth.
Yeah, I'll soothe Schnarf on that point. We can't any of us help what happens around us. Random happenstance. The double eagle.
This is worse than Chippendale rapping.
Which is still not as bad as the chipmunks rapping. Yeah, so before I forget, when you first described the scorched fruit smell, I assumed we'd come across the horrible death of the California raisins. They'd just been lined up and just like
I like that
one at a time.
I like that ever since we started talking about the Schnarf, we've already lost 3 viewers. So apparently everyone hates the Schnarfs.
Oh man!
Yes!
Apparently, John is the reasonable one here.
So
All right.
Snarf, I pray for death. It's been so awful, Rhino. Kill me, Snarf. I was so
I'm gonna lose
excited.
my
I didn't
fucking
know I was
shit.
gonna break
Okay.
the bottle.
Oh, I got lightheaded. Hang on. All right, yeah, I'm gonna keep little Schnarfster around just to annoy John, but I'm going to advise him he should probably stay quiet. Then I communicate the information to my fellows.
Snarf crawls up your metallic cloak and then perches on your shoulder, and with his raccoon little grippy paws, takes your 3D glasses off and puts it on his face.
Dude, we gotta keep this guy. That's just fucking rad.
Snarf, now I'm a mascot. Right, Thrasher?
The Snarf.
Yeah, shark dude.
Snarf warns you that there are creatures that were being transported on the ship that may have gotten loose in the crash.
Creatures.
So you have the Schnarf, and you can keep talking to the Schnarf as we go along. Are you wanting to investigate this room further, or move in deeper into the ship?
I'm done steering for a second, so
I say we get deep in it.
You heard the man.
Yep.
So going back to the corridor, you have your T-shaped corridors with on the sides of the shaft of the T, the room that you came from. Across the corridor, you have another identical, seems to be shape and size room. In the top of the T, you have those double doors that I mentioned before. You haven't seen the transverse aspect of the T-shaped corridor.
Transverse aspect. Wow. Check out our man over here.
Don't encourage him.
Oh, no, that caused us to lose another person. All right, so where are we going?
Can
Just
I
pick a
ask?
direction.
Can I ask the thing that shouldn't talk anymore for ratings purposes if it has any hints that it could quietly tell us might be useful?
So
For
you
John's
are
sake?
able to effectively communicate with the Schnarf. It speaks to you in just meaningless, like goblinoid Schnarf sounds. The only person that is able to speak
I'll
any
ask
language
him.
besides common,
I'll ask him.
ask him
These big
hints.
dumb lugs. Just like I don't know. Okay, what are we after? Are we after the creatures, or are we after the?
You're after the drugs.
I'm asking my companions. What do you guys think? Should we just bail on this goddamn thing? The thing that shall not be named said that several gangs had been coming and going. Like it might be picked clean.
Bro, what do you think the market value is on some of these creatures? They could be worth reselling or possibly exotic meats.
I like it.
I'm a fan of exotic meats. I'm a big fan of exotic meats.
Let's go track these motherfuckers. All right, so I'm gonna communicate to he who shall not be named. So these animals you talked about, did they get off the ship completely, or are they still loose somewhere in here?
Snarf. Roll me 1d10, would you?
Oh, good God, a D10. Okay, I can do this. Hang on. That's one of the ones I didn't get out, but my friend Google will oblige. We got ourselves a 9, which I think since I'm trying to roll under is probably not good.
So, as you start asking about whether or not this thing is still, or these things are somewhere in the ship, immediately you see like the gills start to flap just a bit on Thrash, and the Schnarf starts looking up like really wide-eyed up at the ceiling, and you start hearing like the sound of like metal rasping. Then there's a terrible sound of a ceiling panel being violently ripped off.
There's our answer.
Surprise. The Schnarf says, and this is the most annoying and whiny of Schnarf sounds, "It's here!" And you see a flailing mass of tentacles just shoot down from the hole in the ceiling. The Schnarf just runs down inside your shirt, underneath your cloak, and is like squirming around in terror. This thing gets the initiative as a surprise round, as anytime you enter into a new room, this thing moves around the ship. You don't get a good view of what this thing is because it attacks so violently and swiftly, and it's going for the thing that is most close to it, which is, I'm going to roll randomly to see who it hits. That is going to be Thrash. Thrash, you are the largest and most intimidating figure here. So a flurry of oddly dark mottled tentacles lashes down at you. And there is a sound almost like of a bird of prey screeching mixed with wet squelching sounds. Your armor class currently is, what is it, 13?
My armor class is 13.
So you move just out of the way, and you feel this tendril just scrape the side of your hammerhead, but you don't get quite a look of it. And you hear the sound of the creature slurping back into the ceiling and pacing around. So all this happened in a moment's just as a quick burst, and you hear the sound of heavy breathing coming from the ceiling above you.
Creepy. All right. Well, seeing what I can do to help boost our dude magically. Did that do? I'm sorry, I was half listening. Did that do any HP of damage to?
Unfortunately, no, it rolled pretty
Thrash?
crappily. So for a dramatic
Okay, cool.
intro, it did not do anything.
Okay. All right.
It happens.
Yeah. So how big is this hole in the floor that it tore?
Now, it came from the ceiling. It is quite large.
Well,
is
yeah,
just
I mean, it tore a
7-foot
hole in the floor, our
jagged
ceiling.
hole.
7-foot jagged hole. Is that, you suppose, big enough to cast a spell through?
Absolutely.
Okay. You know what? Fuck it.
What?
Once a day is gonna be once a game. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring in the eternal vengeance of my patron demoness.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah,
Do it, coward.
And
Get it.
yeah,
Get it.
and so
You have to be within eyesight of it. Are you going
Oh,
to
that's
put your head out
right.
of the
Shit.
hole?
Do it.
That's right. No.
Poke
Do
your
it,
head out.
coward.
God, no.
I'm sure one of your two teammates here would lovingly boost you into the hole.
I'm sure they would. Instead, let's see. This one has a range of 60 feet, and I don't think requires eye contact. But I'm gonna give old
comments.
I'm gonna give old Zagrav's skull a smooch, and for good luck, since it's his crystal skull, I'm carrying around.
Where do you smooch it?
It also requires you to see the target.
Oh shit! Really? So okay, I have to see stuff to do magic. In other words, no matter what, eternal vengeance.
For those spells explicitly.
Okay, in that case, well, this is fun. I can imitate any sound. If you guys can think of a use for that. In the meantime,
Your magic missile will work for firing blindly since they're.
I was gonna say, I've wanted to say this since I don't know. I think the last time was maybe in high school, but I fucking cast magic missile at that bitch.
So you are attacking the darkness.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's light it up. Yeah.
I will let you know if there are any girls there. So you unleash a barrage of magic missiles. This doesn't require you to make a spell check as you blow one of your 11 spells of the day, because you are a literal glass cannon.
Yep.
Are you wanting to boost that or just do your base?
So
you get 3 magic missiles at 1d4 plus 1 damage each, or you can also burn chaos points to add in extra darts or to make them do more damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna add 2 more missiles with chaos points, because really, my intention here is to take a shotgun approach and also try and scare it back down more than kill it. Because once it's in seeing distance, not that I should be telling the DM my strategy here, but that's when I can really fuck it up. So that's 3 1d4 rolls.
Did you say you were adding more magic missiles, or are you increasing
2 of them?
damage?
Yeah. No, adding 2.
Adding 2 missiles.
It'll be 5 D4s, right?
Correct. If you are, it will cost you 5 chaos points to do that, and that bumps you into the threshold where you start taking damage from channeling too much chaos all at once.
Okay,
Are
never
you
mind
wanting
then.
to
No,
accept
no,
the,
no.
the charges?
No, I refuse to accept the charges, Your Honor. What if I reduce that to 1? Let's just go with the 3 that come with the spell.
Okay, so that's 3d4 plus 1. I mean,
Okay.
you do that 1d4 plus 1 3 times.
So the first roll is 4 plus 1. And the second one is 2 plus 1, so that's 5 and 3 are 8. And 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 8 is 11 total.
11 points of damage. So you unleash this barrage of brightly colored iridescent missiles that screech out like flaming birds, and they pop up into the hole. You hear a massive screaming, like coming from too many mouths up in the ceiling, and the entire room rocks violently. The lights that were in this room completely explode in showers of fluorescent light, in gas. You know how those things pop and burst. And the room goes completely dark on you.
Oh, good news, guys!
Blood
Look what I
starts to
did.
pour down over the edge of the hole, and you can hear it dripping, which also excites you, Thrash. In case you were curious, the cost on that for burning 5 of your chaos points would have been 1d6 damage to you, but just for future reference. So we bend some rules here for sake of convenience in our short time format. So we are considered to be engaged in combat. We're just going to do round robin initiative. So we'll pop it to these 2 other players here and have their action before the creature makes its next move. So next in my line of sight is going to be you, Thrash. This thing lashed out at you, and if it weren't for your shark-like reflexes, it might have had your head. What is your action here?
Go get him, Thrash.
Being a hammerhead shark, I'm going to use my patented hammerhead shark related catchphrase. It's clobbering time.
I remember that one.
It is
Oh,
dark.
God, I remember
It is
it.
very dark here now because there's no light. So also think about how that might change your action.
Man. Yeah. I'm gonna...
Oh. Well, it's not my turn anymore. Sorry.
I've decided
You can borrow
not.
a candle from me if you want.
I have decided not to throw a flashbang grenade at this juncture, and I'm gonna bite it. Actually,
So you're gonna have to crawl up in that hole and start biting blindly.
you're biting your lower lip as if that excites you.
Well, you were biting.
Did you forget?
I'm fighting.
Ian, did you forget that I could see you?
No, I was trying to add emphasis, but I guess it just looked bad.
It just looked horny, is what it looked.
Oh.
You're just gonna here a reenactment.
Like,
for anyone who wasn't so
John's
Ian.
like, I'm gonna crawl up there and do something real fucking dumb, and you're like,
So you're going to crawl
Welcome
up
to
that hole
Wandering
to start
Monsters.
blindly
Nice.
biting.
See, I was looking off screen the stats of the thing. So, anyways, yes.
Wanmon Knights.
Look, I have 3 weapons. I have a flail.
mm-hmm.
I have a switchblade.
And you have your teeth.
Which is, and I have my teeth. Like, no matter what I do to attack, I have to go up in the hole. I have to go up ins. So I go
Wanmon Knights.
up ins.
All right.
That's right.
All right. So you
Good thing
Put
I probably
yourself
killed
up
the
in
shit
the
out of
hole.
whatever it is.
and you can smell this thing since you can smell blood. There's a bloody mass in front of you, and with your motion sense, you get a pretty good triangulation of where this thing is. You don't know exactly what it looks like, but whatever it is, it's bleeding and it is large.
I'm about to know what it tastes like, though.
All right. So you're going to be making your attack at disadvantage just because you get a big head and a big mouth, but you're biting into the darkness. So go ahead.
Hey, real quick, Ian, where do you think sharks normally do their hunting? In the bright lights? No, jerk.
In water?
The darkness. And what do I want to roll? Do I want to roll low?
Oh, so we're not doing THAC0 on this. We're doing ascending armor, so you want to roll higher.
Okay.
Just like in the last game.
Let's pretend... We're playing pretend, right? So let's pretend I rolled well and didn't botch.
Well, did you roll a nat 1? Because that makes things fun.
Yeah, I did. I totally
Okay, well, fantastic. So we get to roll on one of the many... so you're going to be rolling on the bummer chart. So roll me 1d20. So now I get to do that.
I rolled a 9.
All right, hold on. Let me turn to page 117.
Wait, is it bad that I still say bummer and it's 2022?
No, it's to the max, man. All right. So what did you roll?
I still say groovy.
I rolled a 9.
Me too, yeah.
A 9. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Re-roll. That assumed that you were having a hand-based weapon, not like you're using your mouth to bite someone.
19.
19.
You're talking about hand and mouth based weapons. I just flashed back to that biting shark toy from the 80s and 90s.
Oh, yeah, with the stick
pole on the bottom. Yeah. Should have got one of those.
Ian, if that one doesn't work, just find a fun one.
No, no. This is fun. It's just there's a lot of rules.
We're having fun.
Yes. So
having the best
so keep in mind
lives.
you have lots of things that you can do as a response to this.
Okay.
Death blow. A madcap attack leaves your back exposed to your opponent's vicious attack, and your foe attack auto crits. This thing, when it crits, the target's head is ripped clean off and it drinks your blood. So we can adjudicate this because you can do one of many different things in this scenario, including you can burn a point of an ability of your choice to get 1 hit point back.
What, regrow his fucking head?
No, but he can be put to 1 head. He can put put to 1 hit point instead. Or yeah, you can burn 1 ability point to heal 1 hit point, so your head is just hanging by a thread.
So it's like a double nat one because you rolled the one that brought about the bummer table.
So you can either burn 1 point of the ability of your choice and be put at 1 hit point, or instead you can just fucking die, and we get to roll in the death chart to see what happens to your body, which you might not be dead.
Man, okay, I was going to be like, well, obviously I'm going to save myself, but no, I need to see this death chart.
All right, so we have just instantly lost the cool, the cool shark guy.
I know.
I was upset,
but I have
you got the shark guy.
A plan.
So since you are quite the brainy person, Okerdom, you finally figure out with Schnarf's little Schnarf language that this thing is a Vorpal bleeder. It rips off the heads off of things. And that's what makes this such a perfect weapon, and why in one of those obscure texts, you know that this was originally thought to go extinct when Praxis 777 was blown to bits to try to contain it, but it was the apex predator and bane of the dwarfling race. So this thing almost completely annihilated a whole race of humanoids.
Yeah. I say we get it started on this place. Souls for Zagran or whatever her name is.
Yes. So
Hail Satan or whatever, I don't know.
All right, so are you burning an ability point, or are we rolling on the death chart?
I'm rolling on the death chart, baby, because I have a plan. I have a plan, don't worry.
And it's a
written on what's his
podcast,
name,
so you
Death
don't die.
Notebook. Yeah.
Now the thing I have to do is that is the one table I did not write down. Nope, page 40. Aha. I am one page off. There are a lot of... Oh,
Pages.
46. Aha.
Ah.
All right. This is very, very slow.
Oh, it's all good. It's going to be worth it for the death table.
All
I'm
right.
sure.
So go ahead and roll me 1d4 while I look for this chart.
That's a 4.
All right. That's actually, I think, one of the best things you can roll. I'm still trying to find where I put this dang chart. Hold up.
I bet that's a saving throw, as it were.
It's so this one doesn't. It didn't specify that he actually needed to make a death saving throw, which would be for like poison or other things.
Not decapitation, though.
Not decapitation.
I got better.
I'm just like, I love the idea of like a little bitty head growing, and like it starts out small, and you're like, "Oh, really, guys? I need you to chew my food for me," and then like it just slowly gets bigger. So you've got the whole shark head back, and we've got to like nurture you, and the whole time you're like learning compassion as like Schnorf like feeds you like little spoonfuls of
What if
your
it's-
mashed up shark
So-
food.
What if it's
I
the
don't know
other way,
why-
where he grows his body?
I don't know why
Like, the
I
head's fine.
I don't know why I wrote down page 46 when it clearly was page 116. So
Okay, so he's got
All right.
like a little body like this big, just
Yeah.
squirting like a big ass shark head.
all
I
right,
almost
so
like that one better.
at the very
I don't know why, but
beginning
in a suit.
at the very beginning of our adventure, someone invoked the blessings and beneficence of Lord Randy, and
I
his
did.
divine presence manifests in
Yes.
this place. You can smell the scent of muscle oil for bodybuilding, the smell of meat
Gross.
sticks.
into a visitation.
Exactly. And so you rolled the best result, which is Lord Randy be
Fuck.
praised. You were alive
Yes.
with 1 hit point, but suffer from the intense battle by losing 1 point to each ability score and losing all of your fortune points. So it's going to be a little bit gnarly here. So you're going to lose 1 of each. But yes, so your genesis as a sewer shark is being exposed to high amounts of radioactive goo. So there is some little vestigial organ inside you full of radioactive waste that pops when your head is ripped off. And yes, another head regrows, but instead of having the beautiful symmetrical hammerhead shape with your beautifully spaced eyes, it's kind of crooked and a little bit fugly.
That's
You're
lame.
like a little bit off. You're like
I
a
want
little
you to know that if I had died, I was going to start playing Snarf.
Oh Jesus! No, we're
I was going to play,
we're
but I was going to play it
We're
as
good.
my
All
name
right.
is Ian.
So Bjorn,
Balls dropped.
you hear the sound of a snicker snack, and the head of your friend falls through the hole. And it's probably so dark you don't even know what's happening, but like something very shark-like and heavy falls from the ceiling, and there's the sound of like lots of blood, a la Evil Dead, a la Trauma. You're still kind of in the dark. So what do you do, Bjorn?
I make a comment about how he now looks more like Owen Wilson, because he has a broken nose. You see,
Thank you for joining
the
us,
joke.
Brian.
The joke
He's-
was about how Owen
Yeah.
Wilson's face looks
more-
messed up.
Yeah, he's
Any-
more handsome. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That
More
was
blonde.
the joke.
Yeah. Anyhow, I have a shotgun, right, or some kind of a rifle.
That is correct, and you are still in the dark as well.
Awesome. Well, it's about to light up real quick and then go away. I shoot in the general direction, and
Down
don't I
Rodeo.
also have brutal blast? Right.
That
Right, don't-
that is correct. So you can do that as your Brudicorn spell, so that you will be burning 1 point of mythical to do that.
That's fine. We got plenty.
All right. So you dramatically cock your shotgun back, and you're firing blindly into the hole with your Brudicorn. blast. So you're going to. So there's no spell check needed. So you're just burning your point of mythical, and you have. So when you fire your shotgun, a big blue energy blazes from your shotgun, illuminating this whole room. You need to roll 2d6 damage, and if you roll a 12, something not good happens.
They do that in real life too.
4, 3, and a 1.
All right. A dramatic guitar solo sound reverberates from your gun when you fire it. It's part of your spell.
Yeah.
What is your best guitar riff solo sound? On that last wow, you shoot this big blast of blue energy right into the hole where Thrash has just regenerated his head with one hit point, and you just shred him with buckshot.
No, I thought he fell, and I was shooting. Ah, shit.
That was his head. His head fell down the hole.
His old head, right? Like I shoot his old head?
No, you fire in close proximity into the hole where the giant your shark friend is. So you just re-kill Thrash. Now, Thrash, you can burn another point.
I'm gonna roll on that table again.
All right. So roll me 1d4.
I didn't think that through.
1.
You were very dead. Now here's the best thing. Roll me 1d6.
Oh no.
2.
Fuck yes! Oh, this is great. So,
That's the best
due to the
about
amount
this.
of radiation that was just released from that vestigial organ in your body, you don't regrow another head, but your body starts reanimating as a zombie.
Oh, great.
Nice.
You literally become a zombie shark.
Do.
This is not at all how I thought this game would
Zombie
go.
shark.
We're in the second room of this thing. One
I don't
PC
know if I
has
did a
died
good
twice.
or a bad.
No, this is great. So that means
I-
then
In a normal
you're going to be
game,
attacking
I would
your
be
own
mad at
party
myself.
as a zombie here in a second. All right. So this is
may I
about to
just
get
say,
what?
for people who are considering having us do their game on the show, know that it will not just be a play test; it will be a stress test.
Well, I mean,
Because-
okay. Jokes aside, though, like I was like, okay, I'll burn my thing to stay alive. Oh, but there's these other random tables. Like, fuck, yeah, I want to experience all the crazy shit. That's why we do this.
Yeah. I love it.
It's great.
Yeah, as the otherwise unknown metal band from the '80s, Accept would say, "Balls to the wall, baby."
Ian,
Yes.
can I continue to play my zombie shark?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So you're just going to be antagonistic at this point and
Oh, yeah,
attack your
no.
own party. So this is going
Yes,
to be
sir.
delicious.
Yeah.
I'll have to look up your zombie stats in a second because that was the one thing where I'm like, surely this is not going to happen because you
It's
have
going
to
to
roll,
happen.
You have to roll a 1 on a 1d4 and then a 1 and a 2 on a 1d6. So the odds of that happening, I'm not going to write down those stats.
On my second death, mind
On
you.
your second death. And people don't know how many like cheat sheets and notes and stuff I have all over the place, and that's the one thing I don't write down. All right.
Oh, that
So
sucks.
you hear that slurping and sounds of talons dragging in that hole.
Good.
Schnarf has already pissed himself multiple times, or whatever fluid a Schnarf has is running down your back. You all have like this after image of the corpse of Thrash flailing around, getting hit by buckshot because it's burned into your retinas because it was a dark room, and now that thing is moving up in the ceiling still, and it's slurping the blood of Thrax, and it's a very unhealthy, unholy sound. With a wet splorsh or whatever type of onomatopoeia this sack of tentacles and mouths makes, it falls down into this dark room with you surviving 2 people. And it begins something, because it's hard to see now that you've been blinded. It is going to attack the nearest thing to it in its blood-like frenzy. So we'll just do even odds here. That is going to be you, Glass Cannon.
Fuck.
You hear the sounds of bones moving, maybe something like a jaw, and
Great.
the wet, heavy, blood-scented breathing. And that crits.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right. So each person has their own, usually monsters and stuff have their own crit chart. So it rolls. Actually, I guess no, that would be no. No, technically that's not crit 'cause I needed to roll that twice. All right. So no, it just does a normal hit. It doesn't rip off your head. All right, but still not
That's
good.
good.
All right. So you feel puncturing teeth all the way through your body. I need you to roll me 1d20. Actually, we're going to need to do this a couple times.
No problem.
I have a catchphrase for my zombie shark for when it's my turn, Ian. So please don't take that away from me.
Let's see. The first one. Okay, off come the ears when I have to actually use my eyeballs. Let's just do this.
It's okay. I took off my unicorn helmet.
It's uncomfortable to dress in costume.
A wig and a mask.
Yeah. So that was a D20, right?
Yes, just an unmodified D20.
Okay. Well, that's good because I was going to use my weighted D20. That's a 7. On the first one, that's a 15 on the second one.
Wait, I just wanted you to roll 1d20. That was it. So what did you roll?
I thought you said roll it 3 times.
Oh no, I'm so sorry if I was misspoke. Just one time. So what result are you taking?
7.
7.
Like that was the first one I rolled. It would be the honest thing to do.
Okay. So this thing bites through your protective metal cloak, and it luckily does not puncture the snarf. But you feel an acidic burning coursing through your body as it rolled the minimum damage. You take 1 point of vile damage, and you feel your blood sicken a bit.
Which, I'm all about. So it might be bad for my combat efficacy, but
actually, go ahead and make me a death saving throw, would you?
Yeah. What is that?
So that is a save. So that is 1d20, and you're trying to roll that number and higher. I think that's like 16 or 17 for you.
Oh, shit. That's a nat 1, actually.
Jesus Christ, have mercy.
I know.
Yes.
I was counting on our tank.
You say to yourself, I think I'm okay. The snarf says, you're not okay. We'll see what happens in a little bit. So top of the initiative. Luckily, you don't die instantly. You're 1 point off on a die roll from actually getting your head cleaved right off.
Mm-hmm.
So that puts you're the top of the initiative.
So it's like got its teeth in me, or is
yes?
very
So in the next
nearby.
round, Thrax, his zombie form will rise from undeath and does what zombies do. Goes after brains.
Let's see here. I have in my satchel o things a couple things that I'm going to use real quick. One of them would be my high octane freedom potion, which gives me an advantage on our next roll.
When you crack it, it sounds like eagles screaming.
I love it. They actually don't sound like that. That's a hawk. Eagles are much too ugly for it to be a popular noise. I'm looking for my firearm because I've got one of those on me. I'm just trying to figure out what it is.
Hold up. I made one error. It shouldn't have been a death saving throw. It should have been a grit saving throw. So if you want to remake that, you can do that for free since that was my error.
A grit saving?
Grit, correct.
No, I don't want to roll again.
Well, I mean, you've already failed now, so it's just like if you want to re-roll, you can. It gives you a chance of it not.
No. Let's see. Help me out here. What is my weapon? Oh, there it is. Okay.
So
My
if
filthy Herald revolver, which
if
I'm
you
guessing is what
Dirty
is
Harry.
it he says? Yeah. No.
Uh,
It says here, filthy Herald.
yes,
What
that's
was it he
it's
called
the
that? It's a
so
357 Magnum, the most powerful firearm.
as you were preparing to draw your weapon, since you didn't want to
Uh-huh.
remake your saving throw, we get to roll on another chart. Roll me 1d20.
All right. It's just no pleasing this guy.
Hey, this is the most amount of random. I feel like I'm playing DCC.
I'm a pain pig. I love it. Let's see. It's 6 that time.
All right. Oh, this is great. Roll me 1d4.
Piggy loves to roll the d4. Hang on. One.
Fantastic. All right. So you'll get a hoot out of this. So when you take vile damage, it basically pumps your blood full of mutagenic radioactive toxins.
Yeah.
And if you don't make your save, you roll the mutation table. So you just rolled for your eyes to change, and when you roll the 1 on top of that, they milk over and you go blind.
Oh fuck. That's like the source of like most of my magic is being I'm so fucked. Luckily, I don't know, does it count if it's like still got its teeth in me and I just put the gun against its head by feel? Like
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you can't. I mean, it's point blank. So
yeah. See,
so just roll your normal attack since it's right there.
got it. Yeah, that is my Filthy Herald revolver is +2 attack, 2d6 damage.
It's
in
minus
close
2. Sorry,
range.
your pistol should be -2 because your war wizards normally have a -3 to range. You have
Oh
the 1
shit, I
+1
can't do
bonus
it.
to your dexterity, so it should be a -2 to attack, but it's then 2d6 damage because you're firing at close range.
So, question though,
Yes.
was I Yeah, I was carrying it loaded. I'm not gonna fuck around.
Yeah.
Because it says reload. All right, yeah, I'm only gonna get one shot at this. Sure. So 2d6 damage. Okay.
Oh, you still need to
You
roll to
got
hit.
it. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a d20.
That's correct at -2. Now, keep in mind you haven't used any of your fortune points.
I'm gonna
so
use them all this turn, I think.
if you burn them all as a war wizard, you can do that and you crit naturally.
In that case, I'm gonna naturally crit on this.
All right, so you burn all your fortune points, which means thereafter you're going to be rolling on the bad fortune table, especially since you have a snarf on you. But you get to do a crit on with your Dirty Harry, which means another table that we get to roll on.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god. I'm glad I wrote down
So many tables.
I know, my goodness. So that should be on page 118.
Wait, I think we're throwing in an Eldar into this fight too. Does that affect how we roll all these outcomes?
And hold up. You say Eldar?
Yeah, I did.
For the greater good.
Ignore him.
It's a crunch joke, kids at home. Just like your delicious breakfast cereal.
All right. So you get to roll a 1d10.
All right. Come on, sweet Lady Fortune. Roll 1d10. Oh shit, that's a 9. So.
All right. So normally this thing would hit a creature in the nards, but you don't know what a vorpal,
Does it specify
vorpal bleeder,
nards, that particular word?
It literally says kick him in the nards, blow to nards. Which is an unfortunate phrase, blow to nards, dealing an additional D6 damage and leave him howling in pain.
Let's just assume that it has some sort of tender spot that I can.
So you are doing
torment
3d6 damage there.
Hell yeah. All right.
And remember, anytime you roll a nat 6, you get to re-roll that die on top of it. Because that is a neon blast.
Come on, 6. Sign of the devil. Come on, Satan, and roll me a 6. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the wrong D. Here we go. That's a 1. Fuck. That's just proof that you shouldn't take the devil lightly. That's another one. You're fucking with me. This has got to be broken. Okay, hang on. That was 3 ones. That doesn't make any sense. Let me just try one more. I think I've been refreshing this page. Yeah, that time it was a 3. So let's say 1, 3, and 3.
Technically should have been burning chaos points, not fortune, but I got it backwards. We'll stick with it. So you do a total of how much damage?
1, 3, and 3 is 7. Plus 5 from the Nard Dangler's damage.
All right. Wait, plus an additional 5?
Isn't that what
Or
we
is it
got
just
for
seven-
the
is 7
table
your
bonus?
total?
No. My total
12?
was 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we got. Hold up here. So that would be with the damage that was done. So you have. All right. So you fire point blank, and you pop a hole in it somewhere in one of its genitals of various kinds, and it sprays you with blood. I need you to make me a. Oh, that's a typo. I need you to make me a prowess a prowess ability check. So you're rolling your prowess or under. So that is a 15 for you.
Okay, let's see what we got. Thumbs up as a 4.
All right. So you succeed. So you don't get sprayed in the face with its own acidic blood. All right. That was a long round there. 7 points of damage. You pop a hole in it, and it shrieks this high-pitched, keening wail, and its tentacles lash out. You start to hear something thrash and thump in the ceiling above you. That's clearly not the creature. And it's right where the body of Thrax was. So something is happening up in the ceiling, and you're not very comfortable with it. Next at initiative, you've waited so patiently, Bjorn. What do you do with your magical unicorn self?
Better than I did.
Well, for starters, he'd be like, "Oh, bro, oh no, oh shit, oh shit, no, my bad." Oh man!
I wonder how many times that has actually been said, like in real life, after a gun accident. Like, "Oh shit, bro, my bad."
Is this like the Dick Cheney hunting accident? Or is this that?
No, because then I would ask him to apologize to me if it was.
That's right.
Are you okay, my dude? Oh man,
Dude, fuck you.
I really should have used my ability. What was it? Shit, I read it.
Oh shit!
I
I just
should have
realized.
used my.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ian. You're the dungeon master. You
No,
go.
I'm sorry. I forgot that he drank his whole damn freedom potion, and I didn't include that in any of his things. So that would have you would have gained advantage on your
Always
rolls.
go forward, never back.
Yep. We're not
So,
gonna re-roll any of that. We'll just roll with what we've got going.
Well, okay,
I
we'll have
love
it
it.
going forward. I just apologize because that could have made you reroll your damage rolls. Anyways, all right.
That's all right.
I forgot to lock on target. Is what I was gonna
See?
say.
Yeah.
Everybody forgets something, and now John.
Yeah. I could have locked on target and then not killed Thrash. I think if
Now
I
you
read
might have
that
to kill
right.
Thrash again.
So has Thrash moved at all, or is he just
Not yet.
Yeah.
You don't know I'm a
He-
zombie yet.
Yeah, you don't know he's a zombie yet.
But
So
he has
you're
been
focusing
thrashing
more
around
on
up there.
the gibbering mouther that's in front of you.
okay? Now can I lock on target on the gibbering masher? And John, in real world, I did not mean to kill your character. I just being stupid, and I am very sorry. Charles Paschke is sorry, not Bernard. This guy.
If
Charles Bernard apologizes for nothing.
the fact that this is in point blank radius of you can now do your brutal blast if you want to do that against the correct target.
Okay. Sure.
So you burn another point of mythical.
Hi, buddy.
That hurt my eyes.
So
quite badly.
you need to do another wicked guitar solo, and roll me your 2d6.
Okay. Instead, can I do
Oh,
bass
geez. Oh,
instead?
God.
That is perfectly fine.
I feel like mud.
First of all, sir, it's my name is Mud.
Well,
I'll have
I
you
feel
know.
like mud, and it was an attempt at a humor. 7 total, which isn't that what I did last time? 6 and a 1.
So you blast it. I also need you to make me an ability check. So that is going to be a prowess. So for you, Bjorn, I need you to roll a 14 or lower.
My D20. Oh wait, no, that's my good D20. I want to roll lower. Use my bad D20. It's not 3.
3. So you definitely move out of the way of the blood spray as you blow the final hole out of this thing. You blast this thing with that brilliant blue energy that magically radiates from your shotgun, and you absolutely splatter this thing across the walls. And it makes one more shrieking, hissing, gurgling sound as it slumps to the floor. You get that kind of after image from your bright energy, and you see this thing is just like a pile of mouths and tentacles, and there's like the head of your the hammerhead head of your friend just slumped on the floor. It looks like it's drained of blood. And for 1 second, you think you see him moving in the ceiling, which is your time to shine. So you now, Thrash, are a zombie, and I will run your stats here, but basically, you have a bite attack.
Oh, that's new.
Oh, that's that's
Have you
interesting because your
actually
head
used any
so your
other-
head has basically was hanging by a thread, and it flops back over and like stitches together enough that you can start biting things again. There are 2
Awesome.
very warm, wet meat things down below that you really want to sink your teeth into.
Oh, I have it, Ian. You don't need to guide me.
You can see in the dark because you are undead, so you have like predator infravision.
I was gonna say,
So,
I think this is a chance
like
for
Silence
John
of the
to naturally
Lambs, so you
work-
make sure
work
you
out
do your
some
heavy-
aggression.
What?
Does he
I'm
get-
sorry.
Can I?
Oh, please.
I jumped down the hole, and I'm not one of these dumb zombies that can't talk. I scream full throated, "I'm here to fucking eat my friends, and I'm impotent."
I think it's Bjorn's character actually gave bubblegum so he could actually run out of it.
I didn't have any at home. I'm sorry.
So because this is going to be interesting, since you were undead, you're going to come back with the full hit points of a zombie because you just got welcomed into undeath. So we will treat this for fun and rule of cool. We'll do this as your normal bite attack plus whatever bonuses you get as a zombie. So we'll treat it as your character for some PvP. So go ahead, and who are you attacking? The small thing with the warm lump on its side, or the horned thing?
Or just the lump. Just the lump's an option.
Like I said, I'm impotent, so I have to eat them. That's the rule. I'm going to bite the one that seems to have 2 brains.
I think that's me, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I also have like all the brains, so I'm a zombie magnet. Let's see. So, I
What's your AC, bud?
have to roll a D20, correct?
So his armor class is 13.
So gotta
Bad
get
news,
a-
friendo. I rolled a 14.
Bummer. Wait, this is roll under. I thought.
You're not rolling because this is actually like D&D, like attacks. He's attacking to hit you, so you're not
Oh,
rolling for your own defense. He is biting
right.
you.
Gotcha.
So
So I'm fucked. Okay.
yes,
Uh,
you are fucked.
let's see if you can do more than like a half a point of damage and
Right.
bring my miserable existence to an end.
So go ahead and roll your bite damage. This is D8.
I rolled a 3.
All right. So I need you to roll me a. Well, I'm just trying to figure out if Schnarf is hit in the backfire. So go ahead and roll me a D20 for Schnarf to see how unlucky Schnarf is.
All right.
That's an 11.
So Schnarf is not dead, but Schnarf is now just screaming Schnarf as loud as he can, and is just voiding himself of the rest of his Snarf fluids down
In
your
your
already
coat,
soaked back.
yes.
Your crack is filling up with Snarf
With
fluids.
someone else's shit, which is just rough.
So you have
I mean,
three.
it's a little warmer than my own at this point. So
You took 3 points of biting damage from your former friend. You're still in the pitch dark, and you're not exactly sure what the hell is happening, but you just got a massive shark bite. We're going to keep this up as initiative, so top of the initiative is going to be you, Orchidum.
Well, I'm blind, so there's that. Are his teeth still like in me?
No, he's
For
just
the
we'll just
purpose-
do it as a
oh.
bite, and he probably is going to try
Yeah.
another bite here in a second.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because it takes 2 turns to reload the filthy herald. So I guess I'm just gonna have to blindly blast out there with by casting magic missile again.
I was going to say, you can also blast out of your staff, kind of like almost like an Eldritch-like blast, or since you have so many spells, you're still better off blasting.
Yeah, blindly, so to speak.
Because you're literally blind.
I've never identified more with the character. I have no idea where what I'm doing, just blasting away. So I'll try blasting away with my magic missile because I don't think that's a spell.
It's
check,
not.
right?
You don't need line of sight for that. So
Right, it's just 3d4 or something.
so you're going to be casting 3 magic missiles, so that each one is 1d4 plus 1, unless you want to use any of your chaos points to increase more damage or to make more magic missiles. You also could use your dubstep thunder because that doesn't need line of sight.
Even in game, I am loath to put my faith in dubstep. So let's see. That was 3 1d4 plus. I have more than a little of it in my collection, so don't worry. Roll 1d4.
So are you choosing to empower that?
No,
Okay.
not yet. So first one is a 3 plus 1 is 4. Second one is a 2 plus 1 is 3 plus 4 is 7. And the last one is a 4 plus 1 is 5 for 12 total.
So,
which is weird because that's exactly what it added up to last time.
As a zombie, you have a full 1 glorious hit die. So 12 points of magic missile blows your head off of your shoulders.
Hang on a second, John's got to go attend to La Contessa Frijoles. The Countess of Beans is demanding his obeisance.
Man, I actually feel bad.
Dude, don't.
I do. I didn't mean to kill John. I wasn't thinking that through, and I feel like a dummy.
Come on. He would have been just like, yeah, just do it. So,
yeah.
So normally, if you were firing, good thing you didn't fire with a gun, because if you were trying to fire with a gun, you would have to try to hit his head. And I'm imagining magic missiles just a barrage of missiles, so you're going to hit his head. So you re-kill your friend again. And
it feels
this
even
time,
better the second time.
This time, Thrash, you will find yourself blissfully in the void, free from the terror and horror of existence.
What's the shark afterlife like? Oh, took off the phones.
But he could have played Snarf.
Yeah.
He
I don't
could have
know.
been all Snarf. I'm John. I'm Snarf John. He's
He
back.
could have.
Sander.
So, you two surviving are still in the dark, covered in blood and gore and various snarf fluids, and you are in the second room of the whole ship.
I mean, Jesus H. Christ.
Bro, I don't know if this is worth it, my dude.
I really don't think so either. I think that at this point, inexplicably keeping Snarf, because he's now like the third member of our crew since our poor friend Thrash died. Snarf is upgraded to full crew member, and I think we bounce.
I think we renamed Snarf Thrash Jr.
Yeah, and also to desecrate John's memory.
Garrett is celebrating the fact that we just killed John 3 times. So, hell yeah.
Rough.
All right. So,
Rough stuff.
you are planning on leaving the ship now, you say?
Yes. Yeah.
So, as you exit into the corridor, you kind of have to blindly feel your way around, tripping over the corpse, of course, of your friend. Tripping on his various entrails that have spilled out from his body that's now been blasted by eldritch magics and magical shotguns. You eventually fumble your way to the corridor where the emergency red blinking lights give you a little bit of illumination to wash away all of the afterburn on your retinas, except you find that you are still absolutely blind, Orchidum.
Yep.
So you're at a loss of... Are you going to be a seeing eye Bruticorn?
Yeah, I'll be
Seeing eye
seeing eye
Snarf.
Bruticorn. Yeah. How many pieces is John Thrasher in?
Well, if you find like a glow stick or your...
I've got
I was
candles.
hoping
I was going to say... So go ahead.
I was just hoping the light shining in would like illuminate like scenically as we're exiting, like just right on Thrasher's corpse. Like, how many pieces do we see as we exit? Like, I look back.
Okradum does still have the ability to use... Oh, actually, nope. I swapped it out. So you just have
But
mimic.
is
So yeah,
that
you don't
as
have any light
dramatic?
spells. Yep. So you dramatically crack like a glow stick that you use. That just you have to get up close to see exactly what you're seeing. It looks like there is thrash, but there are 2 thrash heads that are on the floor and just 1 thrash body. And
Man,
like
that would be the
his
good start to a detective story. 1 body, 2 heads, both identical. Anyway.
That would actually be pretty cool.
As you are exiting the ship, Snarf begins to chitter a bit. Since you're holding Snarf, go ahead and make me one more 1d10.
He's going to fuck me even after rescuing him, huh? That little furry rascal. That's why they're so beloved in these here parts. That would be a 5.
So as you're still blind, you're being let out by Bjorn. You can hear in the room next to you. You're not exactly sure where you're pointed. You hope you're going the right direction. You could hear the sound of that something going through the walls, and you hear a scream, and then the wet, meaty crunch of bone.
I'd say it's a good thing we're getting the fuck out of here.
And there's also more screaming in the far distance. So you are able to stumble out of the ship. You get pretty cut up badly as you are blindly crawling over the broken glass and shards of the broken cockpit, but you're able to limp your way back to the outskirts of Shrapnel City with just a Schnarf. And Schnarfs are terrible bad luck things. So before we conclude this adventure, we're going to have you roll one more time on the bad luck chart. Bjorn, I
Oh,
don't think you've rolled
excellent.
enough on random charts. How do you feel
Yeah.
about rolling for the party? Do you want to roll me a
Do it.
d20?
Let's find out what happens.
Sure. That's a 13.
Ooh, auspicious. Right. There's so much graphic on this PDF that my poor little laptop here struggles. All right. So interesting. All right. Fitting way to end this adventure. As you are limping through the dunes, your hair starts to grow at an insane rate. You can actually hear it growing, and it makes like this terrible scrunching sound. Your hair is growing at the rate of 1 inch per minute.
Do you guys remember, speaking of the 1980s, an obscure fucking movie called The Peanut Butter Solution about like a guy who caused kids' hair to grow long just like that because he was like making paintbrushes that were magic out of their hair? No?
I have not seen it, but I am familiar with it from my midnight movie cults or cult Facebook movie group thing. Yeah.
I have not seen it since the first time I watched it way back then, but I've always remembered it. I guess that's what happens to me. I think that might be a reference to that movie. Maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised. So,
Yeah.
So we've failed some adventures so far. Sometimes we have failed successfully, but I think today we failed. That is not at all what I thought would have happened. As all right, so
if I may, I think we've
Yes.
learned. Is John still with us? He's leaned way back. I can't see. Okay. I think we've learned some valuable lessons. One is to practice gun safety at all times. Another one is that John is now swimming in beautiful shark paradise, which I can only imagine. It's probably like full of swimmers. And...
It's just Susan and Christine Morgan yelling porn at me.
That's a pretty goddamn good heaven, I gotta say. Yeah, okay. I can't improve on that. That's where we're gonna end it. Yeah, cool. So many thanks again to I forget the name of the publisher.
Ryan
Help
Shutter?
me out here. Yeah,
What?
thank you. Many thanks to our generous patrons, and I would advise you to go out and pick up. You help me out here. Mutant Lords of the Toxic Wasteland.
Neon Lords of the Toxic
Neon
Wasteland.
Lords of the Toxic Wasteland, because we're not all mutants, and do better at it than we did, for the Dark Lord's sweet sake.
We did fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that we feel more bad about killing you, John, than you feel about us killing you.
At any point, any of us could have. There's so many ways to not die in this.
Yeah,
Like dying is a choice.
Yeah,
I
we
died so that
decided
we
to
could
play this-
see. I died specifically so we could see the awesome death charts.
Yeah, which we did get to see a couple times, and they were great.
All
Couple
on
times.
you. Yeah.
And they were wonderful. And,
And I
frankly,
did get to yell the best zombie catchphrase.
I came here to eat brains and fuck, and I'm impotent. That's right up there with For Your Health or Get It. That's pretty great. So yeah, you know what? As is absolutely appropriate for the 1980s and 90s, we got a new catchphrase out of sight.
Yeah, and it's Snarf. John's favorite character. No, I'm sorry.
Burning this podcast down.
Schnarfs help when you take your long rest to rejuvenate some of your stats and things. So that's the one trade-off for having a Schnarf. But otherwise, every turn, basically, you're rolling to see if their bad luck influences everything, and then you roll on the bad luck table. So,
Schnarf was such a
Schnarf.
fuck up, man.
I was going to,
Yeah.
if I had died that first round, I was going to play Snarf as like this like badass barbarian who was just pretending to be a coward, but didn't happen.
And by the way, like I am aware that I got the streams crossed, and I think Snarf is from Thundercats, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I made a He-Man joke in relation to him with Adam of Eternia.
They had a
so-
floaty wizard guy who was
Yeah.
equally stupid.
Yeah, I dressed for him for 2 Halloweens in a row when I was a kid. So
I need pictures.
I
We,
don't
the
know.
pod,
I'll have to look
the
for it because
internet
I
needs
mean, being like a
pictures.
fat kid dressed up as that. And yes, Garrett does bring up a good point for people that are in the stream. Buy the PDF or burn in hell, according to
Yeah.
the edicts of Lord Randy.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
I would definitely
Yeah.
recommend a physical copy just because my poor little computer here is just running out of RAM, and it plugs and chugs over the sheer amount of wonderful art in this book. So definitely, if you had a physical copy,
yeah.
flipping through would be a lot easier. So buy a copy. There's 257 pages.
The art
2
is
adventures.
glorious. Yeah, you really want to enjoy that. And
Absolutely.
I will also say that the description had me at go. It was like, what were all the words in it? It was like a garbage cassette punk blah 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 adventure, and there like every single word was something I loved. Mutant was in there, cassette was in there. Yeah, those were the times. Any old way, yeah. If you want to pick that up, you can find the link to that on any of our socials from tonight, including our Facebook, I'm sure, and definitely on our Twitter and our Insta. So go pick that up. Support independent content creators, support game developers, and help our little podcast thrive while you're at it. Hit that subscribe button. Maybe even just a like. Who knows? If you're still here, what have you got to lose? Nothing. We've taken it all from you. So, John, do you want to play us out and all that stuff?
Yeah, a few things. If you want to find us and support us, you can go to onemoncast.com. It's the link right over there. Or it's the link right in the middle. There.
Just start clicking at random. Something good will happen.
Absolutely.
Nothing will happen. You can't click on anything. You have to type it into your fucking browser, you goddamn heathens. Anyway, go to that website. You can find information about all 4 of us. You can find links to our websites, our blogs, our it shows, our itches, our creams, our salves, our books. Speaking of books, I have a new book out. Came out on Monday called Jungles of Habayel. It is the second book in the Splatter Pulp series. It is fantasy and dragons and guns and dragons and succubi going to Pound Town.
If you like dragon sex, then you're in luck.
You are in luck. And also, if you like dragons eating angels alive,
Does
that is
this-
also
Yes!
there.
Okay,
Does this
now I'm
explain
in luck.
your recent buying of shares in Bad Dragon stock?
Don't know what that is, but
Definitely
that's such a
Google that on a
shame!
work. Definitely Google that on a work computer.
No, don't.
so
I'll tell you when you're older.
As well, we have a new book from Madness Art Press coming out called the Nephalon University Course Catalog. It is an anthology of fictional courses for an eldritch horror university somewhere in the deep darkness of Texas. That will be available on Amazon and the Madness Art Press website fairly quickly.
It's
We
also
got new
part of
shit.
a start of a series.
Yeah, a new series called Madness Heart Life, which is kind of horror parodies of like real life self-help books and reference books. I'm really excited to launch that. The second book in that series, which is right around the horizon, is the Madness Heart Press Employee Handbook, which Charles wrote a section for as well. So those are coming out. We got a lot of cool shit. If you go to One Moncast, like I said, you can not only see who we are and where we're at, you can see the services we offer as a creative and game design team. And you can also read our blog, which has things like tabletop game reviews and articles on Yep, Morkborg Mondays, and we'll soon have like reviews on gaming in general and stuff like that. So that's all the places you can find us. Ladies, gentlemen, non-binary friends, I want to thank you all so much for joining us on this consensual journey we call Wandering Monster. I have been John Baltusberger.
I have been Charles. The R is for radical, Bernard.
Nice.
I have been Ian. The A is for awesome. Hopefully not A-hole Servanas.
I got nothing. I'm Mr. Patchkey.
The Patchkey is for Patchkey-tastic. Friends, thank you so much. We will be back next week. Until then, stay safe, but as always, stay scared. Cheers.